Just a standard standing ovation that you get when you walk into every room.
I mean, I think they just wanted me to dance a little bit. I got to start doing that.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
We'll
do that next time.
When did the end zone dance tradition get underway, do you think, really in earnest? How many years has it been going on? Were you really kind of cut loose in the end zone?
I don't know. I think I've been doing it
ever since the start, right?
Yeah. Whenever The Rock asks for it, I just do it. So that's just, when I hear them say, I think it started one time when someone yelled, "Do the gritty," and then I did it. And
Since then,
it's like, I guess the gritty's still in, you know what I mean? So, especially for a 50-year-old man, I guess it still works.
That's usually my cue to find you in the locker room for our pregame interviews. Once I see you get through the end zone, I know that's my time to go spend a few minutes with you.
And I'm usually out of breath.
You're usually winding down.
And sweating, so yeah.
How great was it to be back home at LaVell Edwards Stadium? Because it felt like 4 long weeks away. Yeah,
it was awesome. And it just felt like we've been away too long. So it was nice to get back home in front of our fans and have it's great we have fans everywhere that we go, but it was nice to see everybody in blue and making a lot of noise for us, and it just felt right to be back home and playing in LaVell again.
You never want to take a full house for granted, but that's 5 straight sellouts to open the season at LaVell Edwards Stadium.
Yeah, it's amazing, and thank you to all the fans that can make the trip. And I know a lot of people drive from far away and brave the long days and the late night kickoffs. But we really appreciate you guys, and just speaking for the players and the coaches and staff, we just love you guys and appreciate all the support that we get.
Speaking of not taking things for granted, since the start of last season, your team has played 23 games. You've won 20 of them. 20-3 in the last 23 games in a power conference. Not an easy thing to do, and I think it deserves a lot of recognition. And this year, you're 9-1 through 10 games for a second consecutive season. Winning games at the FBS level is hard. Doing so in the power conference level is even harder. What you guys are doing is pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, we have some great momentum, and I think there's a lot of amazing factors that are going into it. And one is just the players that we have. I mean, they're unique and special, and the leadership, and I mean that combined with the fans and the connection that they have with the fan base, and then we have some amazing coaches too that can get it done. And so I get the best seat in the house. I get to see it all happen, and I get to see it all on the field too. So it's been a lot of fun, and just really thankful that we have some great momentum going.
And I know you think the fans are a part of that 20-3 record too, for sure.
Oh yeah, a big part of it. I mean that's they're the ones that I'm with them. I just don't like the 3 that's in that spot. So let's make the next 23 different.
Bounce back opportunity you had after your only loss of the year in Lubbock. Quite a response from your guys this past weekend.
Yeah, really proud of the players and the coaches and everybody involved. Just that was a hard and in some ways embarrassing the way that we showed up in that game. Didn't play our best, but I was proud of the guys, the effort, and I was proud that they were physical in the game. And we still are in a position they've earned the right to be in the position now to still control their destiny. And we knew that it would take a nice, compared to last year when we lost the Kansas game, there was like a little hangover from that game, and it bled into the Arizona State game, and so this one we wanted to make sure that to not allow that to happen, and the leadership on the team took over, and the practices were really nice, and so when you put all that work, and sometimes when things don't go your way, the answer is a positive attitude and get to work, and the guys did that, and I like that they played at a high level, and good things happened Saturday night. So it was a lot of fun. Now we got some more momentum, stay hungry, stay humble, and get back to work. And today's practice was awesome, so I like the way the guys are working right now.
Texas Tech, I thought that was a game in which the defense probably played well enough to have a better result, but it wasn't the best day for the offense or the special teams, which is why I really like the fact that this past week the Big 12 honors BYU for the Offensive Line of the Week, Will Farron as the Special Teams Player of the Week, and Bear Bachmeier as the Offensive Player of the Week. So offensive special teams really came back strong and complemented that strong BYU defense.
Yeah, and I think that when we're doing things executing at a high level, sometimes the answer is just keep it more simple and just do all the little things right. And I thought those guys, that's what they did. Get back to our identity, and then just find ways to extend drives and get first downs and things like that. And defensively, we just knew that if we can keep them guessing on what we're doing in coverage, it wasn't anything too fancy, but the guys are really nice with their technique and their alignment and the fundamentals of the game. I thought we tackled well, and I thought we blocked well, and sometimes it just comes down to the simple things.
We'll talk a bit more about Cincinnati in a little bit, but it's another week where the national spotlight is on BYU. It's not your campus, but Big Noon Kickoff from Fox is coming to Cincinnati to preview BYU in Cincinnati on Saturday night. That's a big deal. I think you appreciate the spotlight. You've earned the spotlight. What are the team's plans for the week to get out to an Eastern time zone city? It's not really an East Coast game, but it is an Eastern time zone destination. What are the plans for practice and travel this week?
Yeah, we usually when we go 2 time zones away, we'll leave an extra day early.
So Thursday.
So we'll leave on Thursday, and even though the kickoff is late on Saturday night, I think we'll get there, Thursday night, and then sleep, get 2 nights of sleep there, and be on that clock, and then it's just another 8 p.m. kickoff for us, something that we're used to, and even though it'll be on the road, I think the guys are going to be. In terms of time, I think that they'll be in a really good spot.
You'll have a walkthrough type practice on the Friday, similar to what you did when you went to ECU 2 time zones.
Yeah, and we'll do it at the Bengals
That's pretty
facility.
Cool.
So,
maybe see Ryan Rico while you're out there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll see a lot of people up there, for that game, and with all the attention coming with Big Noon Kickoff. And so it's really nice to be have a spotlight on our team, and hopefully our guys are ready to shine in that moment.
So much on the line for BYU football right now.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's what you want. All right. It was indeed good to be back at LaVell Edwards Stadium after 4 weeks away. Let's take a look at some highlights of BYU's 44-13 win over the TCU Horned Frogs. These highlights are presented by Waystar. Going to focus on a couple of areas of the team. I want to look at the secondary, first of all. Going to focus on defense first, then a little bit of offense. Looking at the BYU secondary, put to the test by Josh Hoover. He had his way with BYU 2 years ago, not the case the other night. Faletau Satuala, 3rd pick of the year, 4th of his career, 1st sack of the career for Smev, our guest last week on the show. Evan Johnson gets the corner blitz sack. Love seeing that. And, of course, this great play. Tanner Wall with his deal sealing pick 6. Made it 44-13, your final score. Great work by the DBs on Saturday night.
Yeah, I thought they did a great job with coverage, and we did a lot of different, a lot with Coach Guilford and Coach Hills, and those coaches did a great job prepping them, just disguising looks, and then mixing zones and man. Hoover's really good at throwing the ball, and we had to keep him guessing, and then buy time for the pass rush to get there. And we had some good hurries and some sacks, so. It was nice getting 2 turnovers, but we still want more than that. I think there's still a lot of room for improvement. They got some big chunk plays, and what was nice is they're really good on 3rd down conversions, and we held them to 1 for 10. Yeah, so that's really good. They're usually around 50%. They're one of the top of the nation, so that was nice. I mean, Sonny Dykes is a great coach, and he knows how to get those guys throwing the ball. And I thought overall we kept them on their heels a little bit, and didn't let them establish any momentum.
That's a really good win. Tanner Wall, he was on this show this year. A leader off the field, a great player on the field, getting a lot of attention for the all-around person he is in your program right now.
Yeah, and I think he manifested that interception. He was telling everybody he's going to get one and get in the end zone. And so I was like, why don't you just do this every week, bro? You should just be saying that the whole time, But he's come close to getting in the end zone before.
Yes.
And so this one, he was just, you could tell he that's all he wanted. I mean, he looked like the receiver in him, when he was weaving back through all the traffic, and I was just really happy that he was able to get in the end zone.
Let's take a look now at the Big 12 Co-Offensive Player of the Week, Bear Bachmeier. Another excellent all-around outing for Bear on Saturday night. Just you're running out of superlatives. I know you always say humble and hungry and keep him level-headed, but not really a problem with him because level-headedness is kind of his calling card. Yeah,
and I think he was on a different mindset this entire week, and I like seeing that from him. That there's a big sense of urgency for him to improve from Texas Tech to this game, and I thought he did a great job. All his attention to detail was amazing, and this would be a good moment for him to grow and learn, and I was just really proud of the way he conducted the offense, and he's super tough. We know we can count on him doing that, and I think we're all getting used to seeing 47 in the backfield. It's kind of like normal for us now.
A couple of stat superlatives for Bear Bachmeier. After his game Saturday, he's now got 479 rushing yards on the year. Only 2 guys who have played quarterback at BYU all time have ever had those numbers or beyond, and it's Bear and Taysom Hill, a pretty decent running quarterback himself, and with 10 rushing touchdowns on the year. He's tied Taysom, Zach Wilson, and Steve Young for the most quarterback rushing touchdowns in a year at 10. So the next one he gets, he'll set a new record by himself as a true freshman.
Yeah, that's crazy to do that as a true freshman, and it's been nice to be able to rely on his legs, but it's also good to see him throw the ball too. And so I think the playbook's now open for him, and I think that would be really nice. I mean, he's just a freshman, so he's got a lot of games to play and a great career to look forward to. But we just wanted to focus on this week and this weekend, just playing this one game in Cincy.
Okay, from last weekend, stats are presented by Smarty, Address Data Wizards. Final score 44-13, BYU over TCU. The Cougs hold the Horned Frogs under 300 yards on the day. A very balanced BYU outing. When you go for 300 and 150 passing and rushing, you're probably going to win that football game. Clean with penalties, clean in the turnover margin, just the one giveaway, and you got 2 takeaways, and you were on the field a lot as an offense. So just a really comprehensive win. We talked in pregame about you saying, I don't think we played our best football yet. I don't think we played our best football yet. This felt like maybe your best football game of the year.
Yeah, and I feel like we're doing it at the right time. So peaking at the right moment, and I still think we can do better. But it was just nice to be at home. I just one of the best memories I have from the game is that I think I'll remember forever is that the last drive, the fans still there, making all the noise and causing 2 false start penalties. I mean, that was amazing. And then, we ended the drive. So it's like it was a complete game from the fans and the players in all 3 phases. So, we can just call that one. If we can get that done at home, I think it'll be really difficult to beat our team.
And you ended it with reserve defenders taking on their first stringers.
Yeah, it's good to see those guys make plays and, finally just have some success in the drive. We're always willing to sacrifice some stats for their experience, but it's nice for the stats to work out in our favor too.
And they did 44-13. All right, time for our weekly schedule check. We are down to 2 games remaining in the regular season. You win both, and you're guaranteed of a berth in the Big 12 championship game. There's other ways to get there with tiebreakers and whatnot, but you don't want to depend on that stuff. You just want to go win 2, with the first being the most important here at Cincinnati, and then home to UCF to finish the regular season. Welcome back to BYU football with Kalani Sitake. This weekend, BYU off to the Queen City for the latest game of the year, let's call it. It's BYU and Cincinnati. We'll take a look at the Bearcats in a second, but before we tell you that, let's tell you that the latest college football playoff rankings just came out. BYU goes from 12th to 11th, up a spot with the win over TCU. So there you go.
Sounds good.
As you say, just keep winning and everything takes care of itself.
Yeah, just keep focused on the game and control what we control. Win the game, and we'll see what happens next week.
Okay, let's get to Know the Foe when it comes to the Bearcats. It's presented by Deseret Book, home to real-life stories of faith, grit, and hope. Dive deeper today at DeseretBook.com. There you see the Bearcats, Coach. They've lost back-to-back games. They opened up 5-0 in the Big 12, losing at Utah, and then home to Arizona to come into the 5-2 into your game. You've never lost to Cincinnati. BYU's not as a program. You went out there in, I think, your first year, right?
Yep.
In 2016, you went to Cincinnati and won a game there. One of the things they do is you see at the bottom there is take care of the ball pretty well. I think you've turned it over 10 times on the year, which is excellent. They've turned it over 1 less time than you.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a good matchup. I think they're a complete team, and they play different at home. So I think their backs against the wall. They need this game too. So there's a lot on the table with this game, and a lot riding on it, and for them and for us. And so there's a sense of urgency to everyone playing their best. I think if we just play our best, focus on what we do. And then focus on the fundamentals. I think things should work out, but it's not going to be easy. Our guys know that, but we shouldn't be surprised if it is too. I think the key is just play your best, and then just try to. If we can complement all 3 phases, and get better from last week to this weekend, then I think we'll be in a really good spot. But it's a tough task, and especially being there. But we're intrigued and we're impressed with what they do on film.
Let's get your thoughts on one player from each side of the ball for them. Quarterback Brendan Sorsby, the Indiana transfer, 31 total touchdowns on the year, which is 3rd most among FBS quarterbacks, 22 of them passing. That's 9th most in the country. He's a top 25 guy in yards per attempt, only 4 picks on the year. He's top 30 in pass efficiency rating. He's one of the better quarterbacks in a very good quarterbacking league, the Big 12.
Yeah, extremely athletic, and you can see the way he runs and So he can make things difficult for us, and but he's athletic. He can throw the ball, and he's got a lot of weapons. I think they have really good receivers and running backs that can complement the pass game. So this is going to be a good challenge for us. I think Coach Hill and the boys, they got to be ready, and we got to utilize all the time in practice to get ready for them. But they're dangerous. We just got to do our best to minimize their gains.
On the other side of the ball, one of your favorite players in the league, the man they call the Godfather, Dante Corleone, the big nose tackle. He missed 2 games due to injury this year. That's why his games played number is down to 8. Hasn't had the impact this year with TFLs or sacks. You can see he has a big number for the career, 17 tackles for loss, 9.5 sacks, 5 and 3.5 last year. Doesn't have any of them this year. Has a couple of hurries, but he is a 3-time team captain and takes up a lot of space and a lot of attention in terms of players in the middle of that line.
Yeah, he's a force, and I mean, he's a big guy that he's next level. He'll be an NFL player. I like him. I've had amazing interactions with him. He's got a great personality, and so I've always been a fan of his. Just not this weekend, but respect what he does. And I mean, when you're a D tackle, you don't get a lot of stats sometimes, and he does get a lot of attention. And so I'm pretty sure people have to double him. And we feel good about our interior O-line, and they're just gonna have to be really strong and physical because that's what he is. But it's going to be a cool challenge for us. We've gone against some really good D tackles along the way, and he's probably one of the best out there. But it'll be a good matchup for Bruce and the boys.
And it's a night game for BYU. The Cougs are 12-1 in their last true away night games. You know how to go on the road and take care of business after a long day of waiting.
Yeah, I don't mind it being dark.
That's right. Number 11, BYU in Cincinnati. And here's what you can expect on the TV and the radio in terms of coverage on Saturday night. 6 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Mountain on both BYUtv and BYU Radio for pregame coverage. The game on Fox and BYU Radio at 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. And stay with both BYUtv and BYU Radio for postgame coverage. All right, fit check, as the kids would say, for the Cougs Saturday in Cincy. Going with the royal helmets and the all-whites. Clean look for nighttime at Nippert. And there you see BYU's never lost to Cincy again. 3-0 is the record against the Bearcats.